Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do kind of messages that are meant to find you right now, messages that are trying to reach you that perhaps you're not aware of for whatever reason. So we are going to have 3 piles, and this is going to be kind of inside out focus if you've watched the movie. If not, it's just a way to kind of reconnect to yourself. So before we get started, I do want to remind you this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Also, if you want to book a personal reading, the information is going to be down below. But let's get started. So we're going to be kind of getting general messages that are meant to find you at this time that perhaps you're not aware of or that spirit just wants to give to you. So pile number 1 is going to be anger. Pile number 2 is going to be sadness. And pile number 3 is going to be disgust. So let's get started. Hi, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. So we are getting messages that are meant to find you at this time. If you chose anger, this is your pile. I feel you, pile number 1. So let's see here what we have going on. Let's get started with the tarot cards. Queen of Wands, High Priestess, Hermit. What's going on, pile number 1? 7 of Swords and 5 of Pentacles. All right, pile number 1, let's jump right in. So for my pile number 1s, I just feel like you are just currently, you've been in hermit mode, pile number 1, and I feel like typically you are more extroverted. You are more of this Queen of Wands energy, more outgoing, more bold, more social. And it just feels like you've been in a place of going within. For some of you, this is not something that you have done through any means by your choosing. It feels like it was something that was kind of, forced upon you. And this is a timeless reading, but as I'm filming this, we are still going through COVID-19, so that could be some of that. But there's also a sense of feeling betrayed, feeling like you are being purposely left out of something, feeling like you are not able to connect to others, feeling again, that sense of betrayal keeps coming in with the 7 of Swords, but also this 5 of Autumn, just feeling like you've been left out and like you can't really connect to others. And this is kind of forcing you to go within. So we have the High Priestess and the Hermit here. And these are cards about connecting to spirit and going within, finding your truth, living from a place of truth. And it's very interesting because the Queen of Wands is also about that as well, right? The Queen of Wands is all about reconnecting to self. She is, she's not someone who follows the path that has been laid out before her. She is someone that can be very independent, and she can go down her own route if she needs to. She can go down the path that has not been traveled, or the path that is less traveled, if you will. And I feel like this is what's kind of been happening for my pile number 1s. You're kind of feeling left out. You are feeling like maybe, you're not feeling very supported. You're not feeling very connected. And it's kind of this sense of, I am on my own, so I'm going within. The owl here, there's a lot of wisdom here for some of you. The owl is a spirit animal. For some of you, that's your totem animal. But for some of you in this part of your journey, it would be very wise of you to work with the owl, because I do feel that owl is coming in strongly for many of you. You are being asked, and I think this is spirit kind of confirming that you are meant to go within. It feels like a little bit of a dark night of the soul, but spirit is kind of saying, this is going to be helpful for you. Trust that you're meant to go within at this time. Trust that everything is as it should be. Let's see here what else we have here, pile number 1. Surrender to setting limits. Absolutely. It says it is healthy to set boundaries in relationship. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. Absolutely, pile number one. With this energy, it just feels like you are, like I said, you're in that hermit mode. You're kind of introverting right now. Don't let anyone try to tell you what you need to do or what needs to be done. If you need this time to yourself, make sure that you are taking this time to yourself. Surrender frustration. Yeah. And we have anger. So yeah, pile number one. Surrender to creativity. I will fix those in a minute. And surrender to the wisdom of your body. Set those out like that. Okay, so surrender frustration says frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Surrender to the wisdom of your body says listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. Surrender to creativity says let your imagination soar, stay open to all creative ideas and how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. So there's this energy here of perhaps betrayal, of maybe needing to set some boundaries. And sometimes, it doesn't have to be betrayal. It just has to be an energy of, overgiving. And perhaps you're feeling drained, and that's what these two signify. Perhaps you've been giving too much, whether that is time, energy, resources, whatever it is. And you are being asked to listen to your body. And I do feel like you've been listening, but it feels almost like you reached a point of burnout before you listened and before you kind of withdrew. And Spirit wants it to be more in balance as you move forward. So kind of being able to connect to your body and knowing, I'm starting to feel myself grow tired. I'm starting to feel the need to withdraw. I'm starting to feel the need to go within. For some of you, you're very creative. And this energy of going into introspection and being kind of a bit of a hermit is all about creativity and allowing yourself to create. And you're being encouraged to step out of your normal routine and do something creative. Even if you're not normally creative, you're being asked to allow yourself to create something. Kind of channel, right? You chose anger, so you may be feeling that and channeling that energy and creating something. Channeling that energy and allowing it to flow through you so that you may create something and kind of release it through some form of art. And this could be writing, music, painting, drawing, anything really. For some of you, it's the healing arts. Yoga's coming in. Pilates, some sort of exercise. For some of you, it's something a little bit more active. But there's a need to get into your body and truly connect with yourself. Allow any feelings to pass through you. And allow yourself to surrender anything that is not in alignment with you through some form of creativity. And again, fill in the blank as to what that means for you. So I chose two goddesses, Mama Kocha, I believe, water, and Metis, wisdom. Again, wisdom keeps coming in. That owl energy is coming in very strongly for all of you. For some of you, it is that you have an owl that is either your totem or a spirit animal. For others of you, there's a need to work with the owl energy at this time. With water here, there's a need to get in touch with your emotions. That is what you need to do. That is what you're being called to do. Because it's almost like perhaps you chose anger because you allow things to kind of well up inside of you and then it's explosive. And there's a need to get in touch with your emotions so that they can flow through you and that you don't reach a point of needing to kind of get out of the world in order to process or kind of get to a point where you're burning out before you're taking a break. For others of you, this water is just saying you need to drink water. I feel like a little bit of a slight headache. So some of you may be dehydrated. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you're drinking water. Water is essential. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom available to you. This is about connecting to your truth. You do need to connect to yourself and kind of do this. I do feel like this group would benefit from hermiting every so often, but there's a need to be more balanced about it, not get to the point where you feel completely burnt out or completely left out in order to be able to kind of go within. Setting boundaries, saying no when you need to say no, saying yes when you need to say yes. Sometimes we allow guilt to make us agree to something that we're not ready to agree to. So you're being asked to be more conscious of that, set boundaries, and work with any frustrations, right? If you're feeling frustrated, keep digging. Why am I feeling like this? What is this trying to tell me? What is my body communicating to me? How can I get outside of my own mind, and how can I use everything that I'm feeling to kind of create something new, to find a new way of doing things? Because for some of you, this creativity is just so that you can do things differently and find different ways of doing things. Let's see what these 3 cards have to say for all of you. You have not missed out. Absolutely. Time for rapid growth. There is growth coming. It feels like you're in a timeout, and this is confirming. If you feel like you have missed out on something, if you feel like you were meant to do something and it hasn't happened, if you feel like you were supposed to make a choice and it hasn't happened for you, this is saying you have not missed out. Whatever this was, it wasn't meant for you, or it wasn't time for it to happen just yet. Open your mind to a new perspective. Again, the owl energy, that surrender frustration, that wisdom, that hermit, finding your truth, finding a different perspective, finding a new way of seeing things, finding a new way of processing what you're going through. What story are you telling yourself, pile number 1, that is kind of keeping you, it's almost like it's keeping you on this wheel and it's going round and round and nothing is really changing. There's a specific belief or narrative that you are telling yourself that stems, for most of you, from childhood, for some of you from earlier, in your life, that is keeping you almost trapped. And this is saying, this is a pause, and things are going to be picking up again. But we need you to find a different perspective. We need you to see things in a different way. We need you to connect to yourself. For many of you, write down your beliefs and ask yourself, is this something that I really believe in? 11:11. I just saw 11:11. Is this something I truly believe in? If yes, continue, right? That is your truth. If no, well, what do I believe in? Where did this come from? Who passed this on to me? How can I let this go? And what will I choose to believe in? It's daily work, but it can be done. You can change the narrative here. Let's see what we have here. Divine intervention. Trusting the universe is needed. Wait, more is happening behind the scenes. Yeah. 11:11. Wow. I do not see these cards before I flip them over. But there's an awakening. You're letting go. You are learning to pay attention to the signs. Divine intervention happens here. Whatever this was that had you feeling so bummed out, so disconnected, it was meant to happen for you so that you are able to move forward and you're able to have this time to connect with your body and connect with your perspective and kind of work with a different perspective. Be open to working with a different perspective and be open to seeing the world in a different way. Again, life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. If you can view that, if you can change your perspective to just that can bring about a lot of changes in how you perceive and how you receive, right? I picked 2 animals. I believe it was 2 animals for this group that came out. Oh my goodness. I do not see these cards again, so yeah, wow. Hawaiian owl. Your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay close attention to the signs and omens from them. Roadrunner, keep your sense of humor. Don't take things so seriously. Yeah. Owl spirit is very, very strong. It has a lot of wisdom. For some of you, this is connected to ancestors. For others of you, this is just your spirit guides. I feel like for many of you in this group, you have a very strong connection to your spirit guides, to the spirit world. Don't take things so seriously. Pile number 1, you chose anger, right? Don't take things so seriously. Allow things to flow. Don't feel the need to to internalize everything that happens. Sometimes something not happening for us, it just means that it wasn't meant for us. Trust that there is something better awaiting you on the other side. Something that is trying to come in that is more of your speed. Kind of take any pause to check in with yourself and check in with where you are at. Again, you are very connected to the spirit world. Use that connection to get guidance. Celebration. A positive outcome is assured. Celebrate your success. Enjoy your achievements. Things are going to be picking up. And as things pick up, you are going to be celebrating. I feel like if something happened that made you feel left out, you'll see how that was meant to happen in order to bring something else to your existence, to your field of vision. For others, this is just saying, connect to everything you have achieved thus far, right? You just connect to see what you have achieved, how far you've come as you await for the next leg of the journey to take flight. Intention. Be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your request to the universe. Absolutely. For my pile number ones, are you even sure of what you want is what is coming through with spirit here. Are you really connecting to what you want? Are you aware of what it is that you're trying to create? Because for some of you, spirit wanted you to go within because it wasn't quite clear. Maybe you had an idea, but you weren't really fully sure, or maybe you've kind of been a little wishy-washy around what you want. This is saying, sit down, write your intentions, be very clear about what they are as you move forward. And then you can move forward knowing what you want, and you can focus on creating that because you are the co-creator. Don't wait for the universe to provide things for you. You have to meet it halfway. And these are going to be your 2 advice cards. It says perseverance. It seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it, you just need to tackle it. Complain if it makes the job easier. Blow off steam. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters. Absolutely. Yeah. Keep going. I feel like you kind of, there is kind of this dark night of the soul happening here. Keep going. Allow your emotions to be expressed. Express yourself, express your emotions. Don't be afraid to express your emotions because they're valid. And, if you are the type of person that you're just like, love light, unicorns and glitter and all that good stuff, just know that we are here living a human experience, and we are meant to go through many emotions, and they're not all pretty, and they're still valid, and they're still worth exploring. And emotions are just pushing us to take action. What action are you being called to take? And everything is absolutely valid. So express it. Obviously, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt anyone else, but express that anger if that's what you're feeling. Express that sadness, express whatever it is that's coming up, and then let it go. The only way through, the only way to the other side is through. Gratitude. Today I am grateful for all the little things. Even when the big things suck, there are always plenty of little things that I can be at least a little grateful for, like hot showers and music and the fact that humans invented an internet and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to. Using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I like them to do at any given moment. Yeah, for you guys, a gratitude practice would be very helpful. And just kind of waking up and saying what you're grateful for. And I don't know, as I'm recording this, looking around the world and what's happening in Texas, a hot shower is something to be so grateful for, having running water. And this is timeless, but just to give you an example. But yeah, that's all I have for pile number 1. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know if there's anything that you would like to see on the channel. Let me know if this resonated with you, if you have any comments for me. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is down in the description box. I hope to see you soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So this is your reading if you chose. These are little patches and they have a little bit of the glue on them. But if you chose sadness, this is going to be your reading. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. But let's jump right into the tarot cards. Ace of Cups. 2 of Cups. Okay, what's happening? Wow. Knight of Cups. Awakening, which is Judgment. And Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So this is any message that is meant to find you at this time. Pile number 2, you are vastly different from pile number 1. There's a lot of inspiration happening here. There is a lot of connection to love, to feelings, to partnership. You're more open to connection as a whole. And I feel like you've been doing some... It's almost introspection here, where you're kind of you've been going from within and you've been kind of working on what you want to create. You've been checking in with yourself and checking in with what you want this lifetime to be like. For many of you, you've found something that you're very passionate about. Whether that is a form of art, whether that is a connection with others, whether that is just realizing that you are ready for love, or maybe if you are in a relationship, there's kind of this deepening of emotions happening, this deepening of commitment. You're very nurturing at this time. You're nurturing yourself. You're more willing to nurture others. A lot of creative energy here, a lot of you're very in tune with your emotions. You've been doing a lot of reflecting. I feel like for pile number 2, there's been this sense of reconnection to self. And I don't think that came about very easy. Like, I think that came about because, you were feeling... You did choose sadness here, so maybe things weren't so great for a while, but you're kind of reconnecting to yourself and you're seeing life from a different perspective. You are finding that how you view the world is changing, that you're trying to be more loving, you're trying to be of service, you're trying to find connection. For many of you, this hasn't been an easy trip because it's almost like you had to go through a lot of darkness, a lot of muddy waters to get to this point, but you're finally coming to this point of, again, it's an awakening here. You've been through a dark night of the soul and you're coming out on the other side of that, and you're coming out more loving, more creative, more willing to connect with others, more nurturing. You are working on your abundance, and that doesn't just mean material abundance. You are working on feeling secure, creating security for yourself. But for many of you, this is about others as well, trying to share your knowledge, share your wealth. There's a very spiritual energy to this pile. And it's almost like my pile number 2s have been in that place of sadness, right? And you're trying to help others move along and trying to help others see that there is so much more to life, that there is so much opportunity, that there's just a need to change the way that things are viewed. There's a connection to spirit here that's very strong, and self-realization has been happening here. Again, spiritual awakening. And this wasn't easy. Like, these cards coming in are very loving, very beautiful cards, and the energy feels very nice and light at this point, but this was not easy. This wasn't something that you just walked into. You had to work very hard for this. And you know your motives now. You know what is pushing you forward. You know your reason why. You know what's in your heart, and you know how you want to move forward. And you're kind of showing up authentically every single day, and you're trying to do this. You're trying to let go of judgments. You're trying to show up again authentically and show up being who you fully are and being of service to the world by being exactly who you are. And for many of you, this is a very loving energy. And like I said, for some of you, this is a new relationship that's blossoming or coming in, or a deepening of an already existing romantic relationship. For others, this is speaking of connection, just friendships, family. For a few of you, you've been trying to draw in soul family, soul connection, soul kin. They're coming in. That's what Spirit wants you to know right now. They're coming in. Let's take a look at these cards. Surrender your fear of intimacy. Okay. You are ready to let love in, compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. I feel like this is going to be a love reading, pile number 2. Not for everyone, but for some of you. Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. Absolutely. Surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Absolutely, pile number 2. Okay, let's talk about this because yeah, there's a lot of feelings here. For some of you, there's a soulmate coming in, or this person has just come in. And what Spirit wants you to know is that you can trust. You've done the healing work. You've done major work. To have Judgment here, the Awakening card, that means that you have done some serious work. You are ready to receive. Spirit really wants you to be mindful. Don't push anyone away. And, this could be romantic, but for some of you, this is just intimacy, with anyone. Being open to being more intimate with others, being open to being more vulnerable, connecting, finding that connection here, because there's kind of this energy of I seek connection. I seek to be nurtured and to nurture others. And that's a regular part of the human experience. So for some of you, if you're dating someone, or if you're kind of considering that, because I feel like for some of you, you're trying to draw in a soulmate, this is confirmation that it is the right time. With my pile number 2, I sense this energy of maybe I'm not ready, right? Like, am I ready? I'm not ready. I can't possibly be ready. I have to continue to heal. Yes, but you can do that. You can allow yourself to meet someone and still continue to heal. You are not going to be perfectly healed at some point, so you don't have to keep putting things off pile number 2. Allow others to come close to you. If you've met someone recently, allow yourself to be vulnerable. If you're trying to draw someone in, if you're trying to manifest someone, be confident that it's going to happen and that it is the right time, that you are ready. For some of you, there's a fear of change around letting someone in, and I can relate to that. I relate, pile number 2. But this is saying, have faith that all is well. We are going to be constantly changing, constantly evolving. Allow change to happen. Don't worry so much about how it's going to happen. Figure it out as you go along. Just be open to change happening. For others of you, there's a need to let go of the attachment. Maybe you do want to bring in a soulmate, but you want it to look a specific way. Again, I'm getting for some of you this energy of I need to completely heal myself before I can allow someone in, so this has the best shot possible. Spirit is saying, again, there is no perfection. There's no perfect moment. There is divine timing, but there's no perfection. So let go. Set the intention of what you want and allow it to come in when it's ready to come in for you. And realize that you don't have to make things happen, that you don't have to try so hard for things to happen, because what's meant for you will not pass you, cannot be taken from you. Let's see what these 3 have to say. You have earned your stripes. Trust yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely, pile number 2. Speak in a language that's not limited by words. Say yes. Be daring. Unfurl your wings. Yeah, my pile number twos. You've been through a lot. Like I said, this beautiful energy didn't just come about because because you walked into it, or you were born in this energy of being so beautifully in tune with love. Of course, we are born that way, but things happen along the way. But you've earned your stripes. Trust yourself. Trust yourself to allow people in. Trust yourself to allow the right people in, whether that is love, friendship, whatever that is. Trust yourself to let the right experiences in. Trust yourself, pile number two, to move along the changes and do so wisely, because you can do this and you will do this for yourself. Speak in a language that is not limited by love, by words. Sorry. For many of you, that language is love. Right? Love cannot always be put into words. You're being asked to be in the experience of love. Say yes, be daring, unfurl your wings. Again, for a lot of you, there's newness, new opportunities coming. For some, it's going to be in love. For others, it's going to be in connections. But this has to do with others and connecting and feeling in tune with others. It's just saying be open to it. Obviously, we always want to be discerning, but be open to experiencing new levels of connection, to experiencing change, to experiencing intimacy, to being vulnerable. Pile number two. You've earned it. You have earned it. 1111. For some of you, a high-level soulmate is coming in. A counterpart is coming in. For others of you, if you are in a relationship, this could just mean that your relationship is going to move to the next level. Let's check out these two. Hespera, which is breathe. It says breath work, self-care, take a step back, find the wound, healing happens. You are absolutely healing. And Bruja, which is witch, and it says alchemy, authenticity, copal intuition, mystic, ancestral wisdom, strong aura, sacred smoke. So there's a need here to just breathe. Allow things to happen for you. Allow things to come in. As you breathe and as you connect to yourself, if you find a wound, if you find where you're kind of still resisting, if you find the attachment, work on letting it go, because healing is happening. But again, this is saying don't be afraid to say yes. Don't sit there and try to sit in the energy of I need to heal because you're so afraid to take a leap. Because for some, it's I have to say it because I'm seeing it. For some, you're hiding behind the need to heal as a way to kind of have an excuse as to why you shouldn't do something that you really want to do. It's a coping mechanism. It's trying to keep you safe. Yes, you need to heal. We all need to heal. But yes, you can still live life and you can experience new things and you can experience love. You can experience connection while you do that. It's not one or the other. Don't look at life so black and white, pile number two. I picked two goddess cards. Let's see who we have. I may not be able to say this. It's Mnemsocene. I'm not going to try to say that. If you know. And Lilith, independence. Yeah, we have the past and we have Lilith with independence here. The past is saying, be mindful that you have learned from the past. You're not doomed to repeat the past. You have learned, you have grown. Trust yourself. Trust yourself to say yes. Trust yourself to take on new opportunities. With Lilith, independence, be mindful that you're not becoming too independent, that you're not so independent that you are afraid to connect. For some of you, there's a need, there's kind of spirit is saying you can be independent and you can still connect to others. Again, life is not black and white. Don't get yourself caught in thinking of black and white situations where it's either this or that. There's a lot of colors to the rainbow. There's a lot of truth waiting to be discovered. There's truth in opposing forces. And you have learned from the past. You will not repeat the past. You are still learning from the past. But you can let that past go so that you can be in the present. You can still be independent and connect to another. It's not this or that. That is what you are learning at this time. That is what Spirit wants you to learn. Let's go with the animals first. I picked 2 animals. Dog, your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. Mountain goat, there's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to do to correct it. I feel like in the past, you were someone who was codependent. And I feel like that's the fear, and that's that kind of trying to be independent and trying to hold on to independence that's happening. But Spirit is saying, you're very loyal, you're very faithful. You have learned from the past. Bring balance in. It feels like at some point in the past, you were so codependent on relationships with others that you weren't able to connect to yourself. And then you kind of moved into, I want to connect to myself, and now you're kind of struggling to connect to others. That is what needs balance in this scenario. That's what I'm seeing that needs balance. And it's saying you are faithful, you are loyal. Be faithful and loyal to yourself first. And if you do that, you can still be faithful and loyal to others and find balance. And again, you're not necessarily having to serve anyone else. You are serving yourself. When it comes to who you listen to, it's about your truth. But trusting yourself that you've done the work, that you've earned. I don't even want to say that you've earned it, but that you've moved on to the next part of the journey. And finding balance in everything that you do. Any extreme is not good. Whether it's extreme independence or extreme codependence, whatever the extremes are, they're never good. Again, find the rainbow of colors. It's not black and white. Polarity. Wow. Yeah, I don't see these cards before you guys do. I see them with you, but wow. Freedom, delight. Polarity, integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. Freedom, live wild and free. Choose your freedom. Claim your independence. Delight, count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. For some of you, I have to say it because it is kind of coming into play now. For some of you, you are still in a little bit of a codependent energy and you need to bring in more independence. For most of you, you need to bring in more connection and kind of let go of that need for radical independence where you don't feel like you can connect to anyone, where you don't feel like you can trust anyone. But for some of you, you are still in that other side of being a little bit too codependent and trying to rely on others. There is a need to balance the masculine and feminine energies within. So what you do and how much you're willing to be in a receptive energy. And again, there can be no light without dark, and you've gone through the darkness. You can now allow intimacy. For some of you, I would definitely work with the law of polarity if you're not familiar with it. And freedom is just saying you can be free, but at the same time, you can connect. You can be free and you can experience, happiness, joy, pleasure. Just make sure that you're not attaching yourself to someone or something. That is coming in strongly. Like you can connect, you can be vulnerable, just don't attach yourself to anyone or anything to the point where you're not free from it. So you want to be able to connect, but be somewhat detached at the same time, that you're not so attached to someone or something that that's the only thing that would bring happiness and fulfillment to you. Pile number 2. Let's see for your advice. Story of my life. And it says, as I tell myself the story of what's happening in my life, I choose to make it the kind of story where even the tough parts have a sort of inner beauty. It's ultimately a happy story where every character, no matter how wicked, is doing their best. And let me tell you, it'll be worth it when I earn that Pulitzer prize for best inner monologue. Absolutely. Self-love. I openly embrace a feeling of self-love, the PG kind. I love myself because I understand myself. I love myself as the most committed partner I will ever have. I show myself love any way that I can, and when I screw up, I remember to be sweet and gentle with myself. If not, I'm gonna make myself sleep on the couch. Got that, self? Yeah. For some of you, you've been working on the self-love and you're kind of mastering it, but now it's saying be open to intimacy. Be careful of the story that you're telling yourself and who you cast as a villain. Sometimes we have to be able to see life from the perspective of another. But right now you're practicing self-love, and sometimes in order to love ourselves, we have to understand that part of our nature is to connect to others. But for many of you, moving through the feelings of being left out, of sadness, of darkness, and into love is what's happening right now. And you're finding balance between that. And you're finding balance between the story you tell yourself and how you view everything that has happened and how you view what is yet to happen. All right, pile number 2, that's all I have for you. If this resonates, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification button as well. If you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. I will see you soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose, if I can get her, if you chose Disgust from Inside Out. Same pile number 3. Sometimes I'm there with you. All right, let's take a look. So this is just messages from Spirit as a general reminder. If it doesn't resonate, do not take it. It's a general reading. Not everything is meant for you, so only take what resonates. Death, Queen of Cups, 2 of Wands, Herald, which is the Page of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles. All right, let's see what your general message from Spirit is at this time. All right, so pile number 3. There is a lot of transformations, a lot of things that have perhaps ended and that they've either ended or you've realized that they were not meant for you. And a lot of that is pushing you into, it's kind of pushing you to discover yourself again. For some of you, you were holding on to something very tightly that was not meant for you. And I'm getting 2 messages. Either this completely you finally realized it wasn't meant for you and you've been working on releasing it, or it was taken from you in some way and you had to release it and you didn't really have a choice. So that has kind of pushed you into this energy of exploration, of connecting to your passions, figuring out what it is that brings you joy. For some of you, having more time to work on your art form if you are an artist of any kind. For others of you, having to get in touch with your emotions and figuring out what it is that you want, what it is that you need to do. So for some of you, you're being pushed into this energy of having to surrender something, having to let something go before Spirit comes and just takes it from you. And for others of you, because I feel like there's a tower moment that for some of you, you avoided the tower moment. So congratulations, you kind of let this go on your own. For others of you, you're still kind of holding on, and there's this sense of a tower moment can happen if you don't let this go. Because you're learning what's important, what truly matters. You're learning how to let go of certain things. You are learning how to be in the flow of things. You are learning that you can't necessarily hold on to certain things in order to keep them. You're learning what's important. For some of you, you're moving from a more material-based focus to something more internal. You're learning to balance your emotions and your passions with what you're trying to create in the world. Like for some of you, you're finally learning that, career and work isn't everything, that there is so much more to explore. And you're learning how, for some of you, you're kind of getting into meditation. For others of you, you are being encouraged to meditate more, to do some sort of something relaxing, whatever it is that brings you joy, whether that is, maybe drawing, writing, painting, music, some sort of musical talent here. But you're kind of learning to reconnect to yourself, and you're learning about the cycles. Sometimes you will be, when we think of the Wheel of Fortune, sometimes you will be at the top, other times you're going to be all the way at the bottom, and other times you're going to kind of be somewhere in the center or moving around it. So you're learning about the cycles of life, and that life is not always going to be predictable. So you're learning how to rely on your inner joy, how to find your inner joy and passion, so that when these moments come, and if you lose everything, right, everything, but if you lose something that you thought you were never going to lose, for some of you, material gains, money, a job, that you can still be okay. Let's see, pile number 3, what else we have here. I'm gonna look at these cards. You guys had an extra card here. Surrender to rest and sleep. Yep. Surrender negative thinking. Absolutely. Surrender worry. And I'll read them in a minute. And surrender to play. Yeah, so pile number... couldn't reach. So pile number 3, you're absolutely learning about the cycles of life. There is a need, to prevent burnout, slow down. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Absolutely. Surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. And then this one says, make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body, focus on the power of your heart, and have faith that spirit is guiding you always. And then surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Absolutely. There's this energy that something did not work out in the way that you wanted it to, or it's not. It depends on where you are at on that spectrum. But there's a sense that you're finally learning how to connect with yourself and find your passions, your joy, learn how to do things that that they're not necessarily about production. I don't know why I did the quotation marks, but it's not necessarily about production, but it is about just being able to connect to yourself and getting some rest and kind of taking a break and not burning out. For some of you, you just really need some rest and sleep. You need to just take a break because you are burning out. You've burnt out. For others of you, this is about learning how to work with your thoughts and the negative thoughts that come in that cause that anxiety, that worry. I'm kind of learning to say, you know what? Thank you for sharing. But this isn't what I believe. I believe in something else, and I am connecting to something else. And you're learning how to take a break. And I feel like for some of you, you've been forced into this break. It just feels like something happened again. I keep seeing a tower moment that either almost happened or for some of you happened, where it kind of made you take a break. And it had to do with this 4 of Pentacles and that idea of you really can't continue to hold on because of these natural cycles. And you are being encouraged to play. You are someone that works very hard. I don't think my pile number 3s have any trouble when it comes to doing hard work. I think you struggle when it comes to being able to take some rest, to take a break, because I think you're always trying to manifest and create and work. You guys feel like my workaholics here. And this comes from a place of anxiety. There's perfectionism here as well. So I am getting, for some of you, be mindful that while you're creating while you're creating whatever it is that you're working on, while you're taking your break, and doing things for fun and doing that playful, being in that playful energy, don't let perfectionism take over. Because that's just another form of worry and anxiety. That's another form of not feeling good enough, and you are good enough, pile number 3. Let's see what these 3 have to say. You matter. Don't give your power away. Absolutely. You guys had an extra one of these cards as well. Don't deny the needs of your body. Yep. For some of you, you really need some rest. You really need some sleep. You really need a break. I can't get these cards straight. You have outgrown it. It is no longer a good fit. You are not alone in this fight. Spirit is absolutely supporting you, pile number 3. Don't doubt yourself. Don't try to fit in where you're not meant to fit in. Don't try to make things happen where they're not meant to happen. Don't give your power away. Don't allow your anxiety and your worries to get the best of you. Don't allow that perfectionism to get the best of you to the point where you can't enjoy the things that you love. Again, rest and sleep. relaxing, knowing when it's time to play, knowing when it's time to take a break from doing the work, knowing when something is no longer a good fit and letting it naturally come to a close instead of holding on so tightly. Knowing that you are not alone, that even if you feel alone, that you are surrounded by spirit, that your spirit guides love you very much, pile number 3. Trust yourself. Like if you're holding on to something out of fear, trust yourself and trust spirit that it's not meant for you and that it's meant to end for a reason. Let's see, pile number 3, what else we have here? Abundance. Yeah, there's abundance here for you guys. All is mental, blessings, evolving, living in gratitude. You're in alignment, law of attraction, altar work, crown chakra, paying homage, reclaiming roots, ritual work. And for my pile number 3s, there's a lot of abundance coming into you. There's a need to know that you're in alignment. You may not feel like you're in alignment because of whatever it was that came to an end, whatever it was that you were holding on to that was taken from you or that you had to give up. There's a feeling that you're not in alignment, but Spirit is saying you're actually in alignment. Practice gratitude daily. Connect to your crown chakra because there are messages coming into you. If you were to connect to your crown chakra, you would know that everything is fine. That once it's about knowing, once you connect to your crown, that if you were meant to take action on something, you would know it. That it's okay to take a break and allow things to happen, allow spirit to work for you. For some of you, there's a need to get into ritual. That amethyst in the card is standing out to me. So working with that amethyst energy to release any anxieties, worries, some of you may not be sleeping well. That's coming in. So amethyst could be a great stone to carry around, and amethyst to connect to the crown chakra. Connecting to your ancestors, doing some form of ritual work, even if it's just, if it's not about connecting to your ancestors, but doing some form of ritual so that you can be in your body, in your spirituality, so that you can connect mind, body, and soul. But abundance is coming. Just be mindful because a lot of what you're thinking is affecting what you're manifesting. So there's a need for all of you here in pile number 3, look at the law that says all is mental. It's one of the 7 spiritual laws. It says all is mental. Look at that and understand that law. And if you can understand that law, it'll be very helpful for you. Or if you already know about it, just kind of revisit it. Let's see what goddesses came up. Iris, communication, and Scold, the future. There's definitely a bright future here for you. For many of you, communication is all about communication with self, because I feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect. I don't think that you're fully aware of your thoughts at times and how they are kind of causing so much worry within you. For others of you, you are meant to communicate. Part of your creative gifts could be writing. You could be writers, and you're meant to communicate with others. You're meant to bring messages of hope to others. Throat chakra is coming in very strongly here as something that needs to be worked on, as well as the crown. The crown and the throat chakra for this group is coming in as very important. The future is saying, don't worry. Things are happening exactly as they have to. Things are going to work out for you. You don't have to concern yourself with what can happen, what can go wrong. Things are happening. Whatever that thing that came to a close was, that was happening for you, not to you. Your future is bright. You don't have to worry that things, there's that sense of, I think you guys were the ones that got the card of, you have outgrown it. There's no sense of trying to hold on to something that wasn't for you. You are now moving into a better future because you have released what you have outgrown. And for some of you, you still haven't released it, but this is spirit coming in and saying, please do. Let's look at the animals that came up. Panda, Create a sacred space for yourself in your home and or work or place of work. That altar work, that ritual is coming in as very important. And Blue Heron, make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. Yeah, throat chakra. Find your truth and live your truth. Because the throat chakra isn't just about speaking. It's not just about communicating. It's about finding your truth and living in it, living your truth, walking the walk. With Panda and altar work. If you don't have an altar, if you don't have a little spot in your place of work or, your home that you can kind of worship or you can connect to yourself, creating an altar can be very helpful. Creating a place where you can go for ritual, meditation, where you can go connect, where you can go manifest, maybe adding a picture of something that's important to you, of something that you want to manifest, adding a picture of an animal that you connect to, of a spirit guide, whatever it is. Creating a little bit of an altar space would be very helpful for you at this time. And again, finding your truth and standing up for what you believe in, doing what feels right for you, and not listening to others, doing what is right in your heart, what you know is right for you. Beloved, prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe that you are lovable. We'll get into that in a minute. Abundance. We have 2 abundance cards. Pile number 3. We have 2 abundance cards. It's coming for you. Don't worry. Whatever it was that you were holding on to was actually keeping you smaller. For some of you, if you lost some sort of money or some sort of investment, know that it's going to come back tenfold. Trust in that. If you lost a job, same thing. There's something better coming in for you. With this beloved card, this is about connecting to spirit. To me, this beloved is about spirit. Spirit is the ultimate beloved, right? For some of you, this could be about a life partner coming in or about a connection growing deeper. But for most of you, I feel like this is about connecting to spirit and allowing spirit to be the beloved. For some of you, you may want to read some Rumi poems that's coming in, some Rumi writing. Abundance. Again, it's coming in for you. Trust. Don't allow your worries to get the best of you. It's time to play, surrender. Sometimes when we are in the energy of play, when we are in the energy of resting, we allow the crown chakra to open up and a message to come in. And I feel like that's what's trying to happen for most of you. Spirit is trying to communicate with you. And in order for that to come in, you have to kind of be in a place of surrender. Let's see what your advice is, pile number 3. Peacefulness. It says, I have a peaceful, tranquil, and untroubled heart. This is where I choose to spend my time. I can bring guests, but any person, thought, or event that brings drama or chaos is not invited. My heart is a special property, and I'm going to keep it that way so we can all keep enjoying it and I can get my security deposit back. Absolutely. And that's just saying about those thoughts. When you notice them, acknowledge them, thank them, let them move on. For some of you, I'm actually getting a visual where you can visualize like a balloon. Like you can close your eyes, visualize a balloon, put that thought into the balloon and allow it to flow up and send it to spirit. For others of you, a God box where you can kind of have a box and that's like your anxiety box and you write your thoughts down, your anxieties, any thought that is causing anxiety or worry, you write it down and you give it to God, the angels, spirit, universe, whatever it is, and you just put it in that box and you release it in there. Love. Love is a many splendored thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulation I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try, or how about the chills I get when I sing along to You Know That One Song. Fill in the blank, pile number 3. So, yeah, pile number 3, focus on love. Focus on what is coming. For many of you, that love has to do with spirit, with source. That is your beloved for right now. For others of you, if you do have a partner, you're trying to draw one in, they're definitely coming. Connect to music. There could be some messages in some sort of song for some of you. So be open to that. Work on the crown chakra. And I hope this resonated with you. That's all I have. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know in the comment section what you thought, and if you'd like to book a personal reading, my Etsy store information is in the description box below. I will see you soon. Bye for now.